What's up, everybody? We have a quick turnaround. Matchday 12 was fantastic. We had a bunch of goals scored. Unfortunately, our game that we live streamed only ended up being a 1-0 win for FC Dallas, but it was aggressive through the whole match, and then at the end, we did see some real back and forth right there at the end with Austin a man down. Dallas comes through with the W, but welcome to Matchday 13, and we're just going to jump in midweek Wednesday. We have 13 different games. So first off, we have Atlanta United versus Colorado Rapids. Currently, Atlanta United are 4 losses and a win in their last 5, currently on a 4-game losing streak. For Colorado Rapids, though, it's a different story. 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. They are at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Colorado did lose to Philadelphia Union on Saturday. I hate to say it, but I still have to go with Atlanta. I think Atlanta, they're going to have to turn around. They are going to be missing Andrew Gutman. He is suspended due to a red card. But I think Atlanta United win this matchup 2-1 at home. I just got a feeling they're going to turn it around here. So that leads us to Charlotte against Chicago Fire. Currently, Charlotte are 4 wins and a loss in their last 5. They are on fire. And for Chicago Fire, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. They are also heating up a little bit. The last time that these two teams played, though, Charlotte beat Chicago at home. So Charlotte went on the road and beat Chicago. This is going to be a tough one. I think this is going to be a good matchup. But I think that Charlotte will come out on top by a narrow margin and win this one 1-0 over Chicago Fire. So next up, we have Columbus Crew versus LA Galaxy. Currently, Columbus Crew are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5. Now, what I'm saying for LA Galaxy, I am recording this before they play on Sunday night against San Jose. So currently they are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 before that match. So we don't know how that ends up. I really don't care about what happens with LA against San Jose. That's going to be a good game on Sunday for the last game on Matchday 12. But for this match on Matchday 13, midweek, Columbus are kind of on an inconsistent streak. Win some, lose some, draw. Like they should have won on Saturday versus Orlando City. They were up 2-0 for the majority of the game. And all of a sudden, not majority of the game, they scored their 2. They were up 2-0. And then right out of halftime, Orlando just came out and kicked their butt in the second half. So I think that this game, though, will end in a draw. Even though they are at Columbus, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw there. So we stay there in Ohio, and we have FC Cincinnati versus CF Montreal. Currently, Cincinnati are 4 wins and a draw in their last 5, where Montreal are on a 5-game winning streak. FC Cincinnati did not play last weekend, but Montreal did beat Toronto 2-0, and they actually beat Toronto back-to-back. This one was very difficult for me to pick, and I think this might be one of the ones that we watch midweek. That poll is up, so go vote. I'm not saying what game we're watching in this video because of how early I have to make it for Wednesday, because I want that voting to go on so a lot of people can vote. And I think, though, Cincinnati are a good team, and I think that they get the job done 3-2 over Montreal, even though Montreal is on that 5-game winning streak. So that takes us to Orlando City versus NYCFC. Currently, Orlando City are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5, where NYCFC are currently on a 4-game losing streak, with their 5th game being a win. I'm not sure how I feel about this matchup because both of them aren't looking very well right now. NYCFC started off kind of strong. They were surprising me. Now they're not doing so hot. I think that Orlando, though, get the job done at home at Explorer Stadium, and they beat NYCFC by shutting them out and get a 2-0 win. Another fun matchup that I think that is in the voting and I think would be fun to watch is Philadelphia Union versus DC United. Currently, the Philadelphia Union are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5, where DC United are 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw in their last 5. Now, the last 2 times that these teams have played, Philadelphia Union have crushed DC United. One at Subaru Park, winning 7-0, and then on the road, winning 6-0. I don't think that's going to happen here. I don't think DC United is going to let that happen. But I also don't think that DC United will win this matchup. I think that the Philadelphia Union win at home to continue their winning streak to 4 games, and I think that they win this matchup 2-1 over DC United. So that leads us into Toronto FC against New York Red Bulls. Currently, Toronto are 1 win and 4 losses in their last 5, and the Red Bulls are 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw in their last 5. They are coming off of a win against their rivals NYCFC, where Toronto, though, have lost 3 straight, 2 of those being against CF Montreal. They are in Toronto, and Red Bull are looking pretty good right now in these last 2 matches. Yes, they only won both of those matches 1-0, but a win's a win. However, I think Toronto, I'm going with a lot of home teams this week for midweek, and I think the Toronto get it done here by a narrow margin again, and I think that they win this match 1-0 over the Red Bulls. Following that matchup, we have FC Dallas versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Currently, Dallas are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5, where Vancouver Whitecaps are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5. Last week in Dallas, we watched that game, wins 1-0 over Austin, a 10-man Austin, and Vancouver Whitecaps lose to Portland 3-1 on Saturday. I think that we're going to see a good bit of goals for Dallas in this matchup. I think Dallas will win this matchup over Vancouver at home 3-1. Moving right along, we have Minnesota United against the other Texas team, Houston Dynamo. Currently, Minnesota are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in the last 5, where Houston are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. Houston were looking good. They played against a tough Seattle Sounders team. Seattle wasn't going to let their embarrassing loss, the week before, interrupt that. So, Houston, we still got to watch out for them. They're going to be good, and I actually think that they win this match away at Minnesota United 2-1. So we have 2 teams that are on an unbeaten streak, at least 5 matches. We have Nashville SC against Inter Miami. Currently, Nashville are 4 wins and a draw in their last 5, where Inter Miami have won their last 5. I don't know how far that goes back, but this is going to be a good matchup. And I kind of wanted to watch this one and put that in the voting, but I have to do one of the earlier games just because of my schedule. But it's going to be a good one. I think we're going to see a lot of goals. I think Joseph Martinez scores another one to keep his scoring streak, alive, to making it 3 games in a row. But I think Nashville come out on top, and I actually think we're going to see 6 goals. I think Nashville win this game 4-2 over Inter Miami. So for our lone 9:30 game, we have Real Salt Lake against Portland Timbers. Currently, Real Salt Lake are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5, where the Portland Timbers are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. Real Salt Lake are coming off of a loss to LAFC, where Portland are coming off a win 3-1 over Vancouver Whitecap. Real Salt Lake, they're inconsistent. Portland, I think, is turning things around here. And I actually think that Portland are going to go on the road here and beat Real Salt Lake 2-1 on the road. So for our first 10:30 matchup, we have LAFC versus Sporting Kansas City. Currently, LAFC are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5, where Sporting Kansas City are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5. Sporting Kansas City upset 3 weeks ago Seattle Sounders for a nice win on the road at Lumen Field, but then they turn around and lose on the road against Houston, and then win at home 3-0 over Minnesota United last week. Kansas City, we might be seeing something here, but definitely not this midweek game at LAFC. LAFC, I think, are the strongest team in MLS right now, and I have to say that LAFC win this game at home 2-0 over Sporting Kansas City. So our final matchup for the midweek is Seattle Sounders versus Austin FC. Currently, Seattle Sounders are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5, where Austin are 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5. Austin has been a huge disappointment for me. this season. I think they've been a disappointment for a lot of people, especially for fans of the league. Seattle, kind of shaky in these last 5 matches, but they seem to got it together with that win on the road in Houston. But I think that Austin walks away with a point. I think that this matchup is going to end in a 2-2 draw there at Lumen Field. You already looked good in the match against FC Dallas over the weekend, and he was a huge game changer for them, even with them being down a man, because he didn't come in until after that red card happened. So I think that he's going to make an impact, and it's going to be for the good of them. But I don't think that they get the win on the road, but they do get a draw 2-2 at Lumen Field. So that is it for the midweek. Tell me down below who you think is going to win, what you think the results are going to be. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content, and we will see you Wednesday for a live stream.